This is how I made $6 million dropshipping shower heads from my closet with branded dropshipping. My name is Dro. I teach people how to go from 0 to $1 million with branded dropshipping. And let's get into it straight to the point, right? How did I find the product? This specific product and how I like to find most of my products is going to be through scrolling. It's going to be either on Facebook or TikTok, and I'll take it to the competitor's platform. If I found it on Facebook, I'll bring it over to TikTok and vice versa. This one, I was scrolling through Facebook one day, found some shower head ads, and I liked the way that they were advertising it. The way that they were marketing it wasn't just like, this is a shower head with settings. It was more so teaching the consumer about why they needed to buy it, because this shower head filters your water. And the reason that, even though you never thought about filtering your water, you should, because of this, that, and the third. And if you're not going to go through the longer method of finding something that's already selling, then just pay, right? So get hooked, Pippi ads. That's going to be the best bet for you, right? However, when you're doing that, you're looking at products that everybody else is doing the same thing. Everybody is looking for these products on Get Hooked. Everybody's testing the same product. So how I built the website, I do not use Shopify. I don't use Shopify. I know everybody says Shopify dropshipping. For me, it's Funnelish. There's going to be a link below if you want to check it out. It's amazing. Okay, we're going to go take a look at some of my funnels right now. The way that you can set these up is just beautiful. You can have people do reoccurring subscriptions, everything, right? So long story short, all we're doing is using AI to our advantage in this aspect, right? So Funnelish is going to be a web builder just like Shopify. It's simple to use. You just drag and drop your sections, right? But the beauty behind it isn't really just the fact that you can build it easily, right? The main thing, and the reason I'm telling you not to use Shopify, is because of the checkout. This is a one-page checkout that I curated myself, just based on how I like to do things and what I've seen working well in the marketplace. You can craft this however you want to do it. Monthly subscriptions, one-click upsells, after purchase, SMS, email, everything, right? Has all the apps included on it. You don't need to go shop for apps and have subscriptions with 17 different apps. This is the one, right? Moving on. Funnelish is going to be way better. You can control your conversions. You don't need to buy themes. You create the themes. Let's say you like a theme, Shrine or Impulse, some of the best themes that are working on Shopify. You can just create the same vibe with Funnelish for free. Just one subscription, you build a whole bunch of funnels, you build it exactly how you want to. Boom. All right, moving on. How to compete with saturated products and big competitors. This is probably where the bulk of the video is going to be. Beginning, right? Because this is where the value is, truly. It's not about finding a winning product. It's about finding the angle, finding the ads, finding the creatives, the offers that the core audience is going to be resonating with. You can, just like how I did, and just like how I'm showing you now, you can scale anything to the moon, even if it's already been scaled. Because think about it this way. When I was looking at this, these are shower heads. This is something that everybody can buy. I can sell it to everybody. There's a way that everybody will buy a shower head because someone already owns one. However, when you're seeing products that are already selling hundreds of thousands of units a month, you assume that it's too saturated for you to step in because the competitor is spending too much money, they're making so much, they are the brand name. None of that is true, right? You can control that. You can step in and find a way to control what you have control over. So what I mean by that is reverse what they are doing. Example, recreate the exact same ad format with your own curated content. Now I'm going to dive into that because I know you've been reading that on the screen. For example, it would be, let's say they have a 30-second video. That 30-second video has a specific hook. They say a certain thing with a certain type of person, with a certain ethnicity, whatever, accent, however it's working. And they go through scene by scene with the script and the presentation and the features and the benefits and then the call to action at the end of the video, right? Your job as the professional marketer who can just demolish the competition, because that's what we do, study and analyze their video and just even write it down or type out a Word document, however, and duplicate their clips. Now, the way will you duplicate their clips, not by using their actual clips, but by, let's say if they have a chick holding it like this, you're going to have your own clip of someone holding it like this. You're just going to duplicate the exact sequence and the exact formula that they did with your own content and your own copywriting, right? You'll see what their copywriting is. And even if it's amazing, you'll see how you can just make it just a tiny bit better, just one word better for everything across the board, right? So that's the mentality. Or the reason that this is so powerful is because you can use everything that they're using to sell their product against them, right? So let's say they have social proof in their ads. They have tons of people making YouTube content, doing reviews. Let's say we're doing Smile, the teeth whitening, or if we're doing my shower heads, right? The Clearwater company, the Vortex, Meister, Whirlpool. I mean, so many different companies that I've done selling shower heads. just by using everything I'm teaching you, right? I You can go find the reviews on YouTube and take all these clips where even if they're mentioning the competitor's brand name, it doesn't necessarily matter because you can just be creative and masterful and find the spots in the videos where, and I'll roll a clip right now, but find the spots in the video where
This thing is amazing. Not only did it double my water pressure, but as you can see, it even cleans your water with these built-in filters, and it's legitimately made my skin and hair so much softer. It's incredible. It's got 3 different settings and a stop button, but the best part about it is the way the water feels. It's like a misty rain that's emphasized by the increased water pressure. It's called the Clear Stream, and they're on sale right now for 50% off, so get yours before it ends.
the people are just talking good about the product. They're not mentioning the brand name, they're just talking good about it. You can cut it, clip it, compile 15 or 20 of them together and run those ads and have like a beautiful formula. You have a hook, you have a description, features, benefits, social proof, call to action. You know, you're doing everything you need to do. We're giving ourselves the best chance of success here, right? How I made the ad creatives and source the content while I didn't have the product in my hands. Go to YouTube, go to TikTok, find everything you can, right? Make your own content, make your own social proof, but put time behind it. Do not listen to the lazy drop shippers who are telling you to just copy and paste, right? That's the lazy guru method. That's not really going to, it's good for a YouTube video telling you, oh, this is easy. All you have to do is just copy a video and copy a website. It's good to, to promote a video. However, when you actually, as the viewer, try to go do it, you're going to get caught in a loop that isn't going to be working for you, right? So spend time, right? Find the content that your competitor is using or the reviews that your competitors' customers are creating, and just start chopping those up, finding the best pieces of them, just like the video that I just showed you, right? Use everything that they're using to their benefit against them. Position yourself as the authority now, as if the other brand is just some knockoff. If you identify that they're selling a certain version of that product, just find a version of the product on AliExpress, Alibaba, wherever, CJ Dropshipping, Zendrop, whoever you use. Source a product that has one extra feature, has a cooler color, has better packaging, like just anything slightly better that looks more brandable. Because this is branded dropshipping, right? So we're dominating the competition, not by just being able to offer a better price, but by being able to offer a better ecosystem. AI. Step 2 is AI. If you don't have access to the YouTubes, to the TikToks, AI is king. Yes, we use artificial intelligence to create high converting image ads. It works all the time. I'll run some examples right now. The way that this works is just find engaging ways to create advertorials or just an advertorial style ad. It doesn't even have to land over to an advertorial. It doesn't need to be a long VSL either, even though that all these things may work. Photo ads are amazing, man. When you use AI to create some really cool artwork around whatever you're trying to do, the image ads always worked, okay? But then everybody kind of got on the wave of just using video ads strictly. But let's say we use AI image ads nowadays, which I do. I was going from $2 cost per clicks on that product that I just showed you, switched over to some AI image ads for the same product. Didn't change anything on the store or the offer or anything. Just changed some AI image ads, used AI to create the ad copy for the video. As far as the copywriting for the description, the headlines, all of that gave me some really good ideas, which I'll go over on a different video. Teach you how to train AI to just be a moneymaker for you, where at this point I can just click one button, type in one prompt, and then it'll do a whole bunch of work just because I trained it. It's not an agent, it's just a regular, we'll talk about agents at a different time, but you can train an AI over a long conversation that you have so that at the end of the conversation, you can just give it, hey AI, this is my product. I need you to create the images, the ad copy, what the website's going to be, the landing page copywriting, all of that. You just set it up. So we'll get into that later though. How to structure the ads for success. We can go into a couple of ad accounts. I'll do that now. All right, so here we are. Here's one of the ad accounts, $131,000 spent, 50 cent cost per click overall at scale, $5 CPM, 25 million impressions. In total, about 500 million impressions for this brand. Let's just get into it, right? So the way that these ads were scaled, let's go into the one that has the most spent here. The way that I scale my ads is, for one, I always start with $100 a day, just like everybody else does, okay? Everything that you're seeing, all these numbers, all these budgets, these all started at 50 bucks a day, right? So the way it starts is I'll launch the campaign with 10 manual bids. And it's the same way with Facebook, 10 manual bids with 2 campaigns, right? One campaign is this one, 10 manual bids. All of them start at 13.33. Then the next one is 14, right up to 10. So I do one campaign with 10 manual bids in it, and I'm testing out which manual bid is going to start spending. Because they're not all going to spend. Some are going to trickle out a few cents. What you're going to do is once you see the ones that start spending, or they all spend, which is amazing, right? That just means your ads are good, the product is good, and keep pushing, bro. So I'm going to find the ones that are spending. Like in this aspect, you see how I have a lot that are turned on and a lot that are turned off. We'll get into why, but it's because I surf scale. But on day one, I have 10 of these. Let's say this one right here is getting some sales. So let me scroll through. If it's getting some sales on day one, I click the duplicate button. I duplicate it 10 times at the exact same bid and at the exact same budget and inside of the exact same campaign. I don't change any of the ads. I don't change anything, right? So if $17.99 is working, I duplicate it 10 times inside of that campaign in the same day. I don't set it to midnight. I just launch it, right? If it's on Facebook, yes, I would set it to midnight and then launch it at midnight. You don't really have to, depending on how much money you're playing with. But if you want to make sure that everything spends perfectly and you want to, get the best bang for each cent that you're spending, midnight's going to be the best bet for Facebook. For TikTok, the methods on TikTok are kind of funny because you can just spend and spool out money as fast as you want to with a few different methods that I'll teach you. 20 cent cost per click, boom, duplicate that 10 times. As the day rolls on, if I'm seeing any ads that are starting to like taper off, the cost per click is starting to get expensive, the CPA, the cost per acquisition, if that's starting to get too expensive, like, okay, so here's one, for example, even though the metrics were looking good, even though the cost per click and the CPM was low, it was $40 cost per conversion, 46 bucks, right? So I turn it off and I start scaling the ones that are doing better, right? So 15, 21. Once I turn the money off of this, I turn off this one and the budget has nowhere to go. I put that budget back into the ones that are doing well. Or instead of upping the budget by 20%, like I just mentioned, I'll just duplicate more, right? Duplicate more of what's already working. This is how you scale very, very quickly. And I'm managing them throughout the day, right? And you can set rule sets so that you don't have to be on top of your ads. But at this point, when you're making 30 grand, 40 grand a day, then you need to manage and stay exactly on top of what you're doing. Yeah, so we went over the manual bid. Okay, so for the automatic bid campaigns, just 10. And then I look at the analytics, 10 just brought everything, $100 a day. Cut off what's not working, keep what's working. The way I scale those is it's not a CBO. So I just, same thing, I'll duplicate the ad set 10 times if it's getting sales. The reason I do it 10 times is because they're not always going to spend properly. And if they do and they perform, then amazing, right? The psychology behind running ads. The psychology behind running ads is probably the most important part. You need to be mentally prepared to spend the money, make the money, and manage the money. Because if you can't properly manage the cash flow of what you have and your payments coming in from Stripe versus what you're spending on ads and the weekends, you might not be getting paid over the weekend. What I'm saying here is the last thing you want to do is run out of money and lose the momentum on the ads that you're launching, right? Facebook and TikTok are both very momentum-based systems, especially Facebook. TikTok, you can gain momentum extremely quick. With Facebook, you build momentum over time. And if you lose that momentum that you built over months, yes, you can get it back. And the longer that you built the momentum, the quicker you can regain the momentum if you ever lose it. But if you're in the beginning week or two or month of running your ads, your main job is to make sure that your ads keep running and that they don't get cut off through payments failing or through you having suspended accounts. On the aspect of not having suspended accounts and everything, we can talk about that in a different video. But what I will say on that quickly is to combat that, man, bro, just make sure you have an actual Facebook account. Like, don't make a bunch of Facebook accounts with no pictures with like 15. If you have 15 Facebook accounts and your name with the same phone number and everything, yeah, they're going to start getting suspended. So try to just use your own Facebook account. And if you can, if you've had problems with that, use your sisters, use your dads or your grandmas and just explain to them like, look, I'm not even using your actual Facebook account. I'm just using a business side of it that has nothing to do with your real account. And you can break it down to them on how, what you do has no correlation to what they're doing and, blah, 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 blah. Because we've all had to do that. Now I'm able to use my own accounts, thankfully, but when, I've been doing this for about 10 years. So throughout those years, obviously I've had to deal with dozens of account suspensions and payment holds. I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars held at one single time by PayPal or Stripe or both of them at the same time. 25%, 35% rolling reserves. Like, I've dealt with it all, man. Finding the product and making your first sales can be difficult, but what's even more difficult is making sure that you never go broke again. And that comes with listening to the mistakes that other people have made, right? Because I've had a store, actually on this store at one point, I had such a bad problem with my manufacturing and my supply that I ramped up my sales from, let's say, 20 to 50 units a day to over 1,000 units a day, like unique orders. This is like 1,000 unique orders a day is several thousand items per day that need to be manufactured and shipped, right? Because at this point, the warehouse has nothing in stock anymore. I have sold it all. I am only able to, I'm as fast as I'm selling it, they're making it and shipping it out. And at one point, there was a big issue with what was getting shipped out because my manufacturer, or not my manufacturer, my supplier, we won't name names right now, but you know who they are, and I don't work with them anymore. But my supplier was shipping out items that had nothing to do with my product, bro. Let's say I'm selling the shower heads, and people are receiving socks, and it's one of the biggest names that you know, right? So at one point, I was refunding $5,000 a day out of my own bank account. Thankfully, the business is making 20, 30 grand a day, so I'm able to outgrow my refund rate, and it gives me time to solve my problem and solve my headache. However, man, I've lost multiple six figures just by dealing with refunds from bad manufacturing and not managing things properly and just doing things the lazy way of just running ads and getting paid and clicking the fulfill button. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You need to run it like an actual business. Branded drop shipping. I'm not telling you how to make drop shipping by copy and pasting. I'm telling you how to do branded drop shipping, which means you're running a brand, right? Let's move on. This is the best one right here, right? You did all that. You did all that correctly. We are scaling to the moon. Yes, this is you, my brother. My brother, this is you scaling to the moon, right? What do we go over today? What do we go over, right? Facebook, man, or TikTok. You're scrolling. Wow, it's going viral. It looks like I can source it for a good price and I can sell it for a good price. And everybody who's commenting about it is saying that I need this or I want this or I just bought it and I love it. Cool. Now I go over to Facebook ad library, go over to the Facebook ad library and I see if anybody is selling it. This is what you're looking up. I'm just doing this so that you can see it, right? You literally just search the product. If it's going to be those foot pads, let me see. All ads, detox foot pads or something, right? Just whatever it is. Food. That's funny. But all these look pretty whack. But long story short is that people are already taking TikTok style content and bringing it over to Facebook. So boom, it took us 30 seconds to find out that we don't want to sell that product and then we just keep scrolling. Or as I said earlier, you can just get a GetHook subscription, link below if you want a free trial, 14 days, and it'll just do everything for you. It'll also create AI image ads for you. I think they do videos. They do a ton of stuff. And this is the new platform. It's not Tippy ads anymore. It's not AdSpy. It's going to be GetHooked, right? Shout out my boy Mark, those brands. So how I built the website. Once again, funnelish. You can do your monthly subscription. You can set up all your apps for free without needing to pay a bunch of different subscription services. Build your funnel exactly how you want to. You can build your checkout exactly how you want to. You can do SMS and email built in. You don't need to subscribe or have plugins for that. It's already built in, right? You just put $5 in there. And then for every text that gets sent out, for everybody that puts their phone number in and they don't make a purchase, you can just have the system send out a text. Bro, you have no idea how well that works. It might sound like it doesn't, but just put $5, $10 in there and see how much it makes you, right? Because when you're running ads, it's not all about making money on the front end, okay? The most important part is just making money in general. So let's say on the front end, your cost per click is 50 cents or $1, and your cost per acquisition might be $30 or $40. But if you have these text messages that are recouping these abandoned carts, you would only have 10 add to carts, 5 checkouts, and 2 sales. But now, since you have these text messages going out, that you spent $5, $10. Now that just recoups. You send them a text. Hey, I saw that you didn't finish your order. Here's 30% off. The amount of people who click that is about 60 to 70% in my experience. And then the actual people who finish it is, I think my highest was like 36 or 37%. Okay, and that just increases everything. Your average order value. You can have recurring revenue set up that way. Maybe you you downsell them. Let's say they said no to a $100 product and they left. So you send them a text and you're like, hey, here's something for 20 bucks. That's just like what you were just looking at. But yeah, I get it. It's $100. So here's a cheaper version. And if you like this, then you should upgrade to the better one. And then you send them a text after they receive that first product. Send them another text a month or two later. Hey, how do you like it? Hey, if you want to upgrade, here's that link. Here's 30% off. So they spent 20 bucks with you. Then they spent another 70 bucks with you because it was a $100 product that you upsold them on the second time 2 months later. So you see what I'm saying? Like, this is just, all right, boom, now we're moving on, right? You can do a lot with Funnelish, and this is why I use it over this. All right, newbies. Everybody's using Shopify, and it looks like everybody's using Shopify. It can be a little amateurish sometimes, especially when people are shopping. I understand that there is a level of trust that comes with it, but there's also a level of trust that is removed from it when, let's say, people have been burned by Shopify stores, and now every time that they see someone else selling something online, drop shipping something online with the Shopify store, they won't even buy it just because of, they think it's Shopify who scammed them. You know, people don't really know. They just see the same layout. They're like, this looks like just the thing that scammed me the last time, and then they immediately write it off. So just give yourself the best chance of success. Make a nice, beautiful custom site with Funnelish. All right, moving on. How to compete with the saturated products and big competitors. Remember, remake their ads with your own content, but in the same formula that they used. Sell a better version. The way that I was able to do 6 million with the shower heads isn't because I was selling one shower head. I didn't. All right, lost you for a second there. But I did not make all that money selling the same shower head. I started with the mineral stones that I saw the competition was doing. Then I proved my concept by re-engineering the way that they were selling it in their ads and applying it all to myself. They had a bunch of YouTube video reviews and a whole lot of content from people using their product. So I took all of that, amalgamated it into my own set of like 3 videos. I made my website based off all that content since there were so many people using it. I made all my reviews by pulling screenshots of people smiling with the products and blah, 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 and importing them. So I had really cool looking reviews. I went to Amazon and got those deep paragraph long reviews from Amazon. I grabbed those and used those as my reviews with the real photos. So everything is real and authentic and it's believable because it is real. I'm not typing any of it. I'm just using their ammo against them momentarily so that once I build my brand and it all works, I started getting amazing reviews and amazing testimonials and people talking about it and articles and Google Trustpilot reviews and blah, 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 right? How I made the ad creatives and source content, we went over that. YouTube is your best friend. Use your competitors against them. Structure the ads for success. Okay, $100 a day or 50 bucks a day, but 100 is recommended. 2 campaigns. One is going to be a manual bid. The other one's going to be a automatic. Okay. 10 ad sets in each. In each ad set, you want to have 3 ad creatives, right? So 1 ad with a headline and a description, another ad with a headline and description, and another ad with a headline and description. The way that you can do that is all 3 of those videos that are in that ad set, they could all be 3 different videos for the same product, or they could be 3 different videos for 3 different products that are the same thing pretty much. So like for me with the shower heads, one of the things that I found that worked the absolute best was I sold 3 shower heads in the same ad sets at the same time. They all did the same thing, like they all filtered your water and they all increased your water pressure. However, they all look different. One is clear with the mineral stones. The other one was the vortex with the gold spinning fan in it. And then the other one was like, I think we called it the Meister or something like that, or whatever it was called. No. It had 17 different names. Each ad set had 3 ads in it for 3 different shower heads. And if Facebook's algorithm or TikTok's algorithm is seeing that this one or this one isn't doing so well, it'll just move through those videos. You don't really need to do anything on the landing page side besides have the same exact landing page just with different images and, GIF images and stuff like that. Psychology behind running the ads, man. It comes down to you. Brainwash yourself for success. You have to. Your entertainment is no longer some BS, okay? We're making FU money. That's the goal. So all we do, our habits, is lock in. I'm dark in the closet. Mr. Dark is in the dark. Let's go. And then the final step, man, is reap the fruits of your labor. Scale to the moon, bro. So it's Dro. Dro builds brands. Just learned a lot, talked a lot. Boom. This is how I made $6 million dropshipping shower heads from my closet with branded dropshipping. It's Dro. Let's get it.